Welcome everyone to Press Start. My name is Darsay, and I hope you are all having a wonderful week. I had originally planned to do a different video for this week, but PlayStation just gave me some news that I couldn't help but put something together because I think we've all been looking forward to this, or at least those who are getting the PS5, but we are finally getting to look at PlayStation 5's UI, its interface, what you're going to see when you turn that console on and hear the lovely intro and start playing those next-gen games, or the older gen games if you are playing some backwards compatible ones. We finally get to see it. PlayStation put up an 11-minute video detailing the interface, and they also put up a blog on, of course, PlayStation's official blog site, and we're going to be looking at those things, talking about my thoughts on the UI, and of course sharing that all with you guys. But before we do, if this is your first time to the channel or you're returning for another video, make sure you hit the subscribe button to be notified of future videos. And if you like what I'm doing, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on your thoughts on the question of the video. And of course, the question of this video is, what do you think of the UI? And are you excited for the PS5 or are you excited for the Xbox Series X? Let me know. I don't care either way because next gen is nearly here. I'm just excited overall. I hope you're excited because that just means we're moving gaming forward. And that's, for me at least, the most important thing of all. So let's get into the video. So first thing that we're going to be looking at, of course, is the PlayStation blog, just kind of the things that they say. And again, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on how I think it, looks and turns out, so to speak. So for right here, with less than a month until launch, we're thrilled to share the very first look at the PlayStation 5 console's user experience, the UX, as they say. I'm going to just refer to it as UI because we're just talking about the interface, basically. But I'm not going to play the video. And the reason being, of course, is I don't want Sony to try to copyright me for this video. So we're going to just use screenshots and look at that. So anyway, in the game or in the video, if you go into there, they show loading up the game from a resting point. They did not show the game or launching it from start. So I don't know how long it takes to, of course, turn it on and get to the main menu. So anyways, you're going to come to a screen that looks like this. And this is when, again, you're coming back from a resting mode. And on top of there, you're going to see these are called cards. And in these cards, they're going to be various things. For instance, what you're seeing here is these are cards that are going to give you an indication of things that you can or should be doing inside the game that you're playing. So in this one, they are playing Sackboy's A Big Adventure, and you could see, of course, that there is this first card here that has 33% here, and it's called Level of Big Adventure. Well, if you click on it, I don't know if it shows it. It does not. So if you click on it, it actually shows you details of what you need to do to make this 33% hit 100%. And of course, you can do this for various levels. If you hit the resume button, as you can see it's square here, it will take you directly to that point. And I find that really awesome. It's almost similar to like a save state, in my opinion. It's, of course, not the same, but similar to that point. And the other thing I liked about it in here, when you go into these save states, you can actually get tips on how to find certain things. So if you see here, for instance, and we'll just cross that out, and I'm going to move my webcam over. So let's select this webcam, slide it over onto the other side, and voila, we're good. So if you notice here, they have the objectives listed, and one of them, of course, says find the monk robes costume. Well, if you actually click on it, you will get some in-game help with trying to find where it is. Some of it can be pictures, as you can see here. It'll have a picture. Some of it is actually video that you can watch and play, and you can expand it, as you're seeing here, to show you exactly, maybe where to go to get, said item or objective completed. The other thing that I really loved about it is that you can actually have it pinned to one side of the screen. So that way, if you wanted to, you could have it a picture-in-picture, seeing one thing of where you need to go, but being able to play it at the same time, so that way you can kind of follow along. I really like that. I think that that's really awesome. I know for myself, with being a person who doesn't try to get the full platinum trophies all the time, but there are certain objectives or items or things that I want to grab, that I constantly am Googling, certain things to try and see, has someone else made a video about that objective or that item that I want to grab? Here is a chance that I will be able to do it in game. I won't have to really Google it. I can literally just select it on the screen and go into the section that I want. So I really like that feature. That's going to be in the PS5. And it's also, if you don't know, at least in my opinion, it feels like something very similar to what Stadia had said when they were revealing their, I don't want to call it a console, but their platform, that they were going to have something very similar, which is really cool that, PlayStation kind of heard that, thought it was a good idea, wanted to implement it for their own. So, of course, there's these little things. Now, they also talked about the voice chat option, and let's talk a little bit about that, because I know that with the update that came out yesterday, that's something that some people aren't fully happy on. I do agree with some of the gripes about it. I haven't had to use it so far, but I do hope that there is a middle ground from the old way of how party chats are going to be held and the new way of party chats going to be held. So in the new way, or at the way that they have here, is you can set up a group, and in the group, you just, whenever you want to do a party chat, you just hit to go, and it sends invites to all those people in the group, and then you can start chatting with each other. And you can also do of course, messages towards each other, and it sounds like it's going to work across PS5, PS4, and the mobile app, which is kind of cool. I don't know if it's going to allow you to voice chat in the mobile app, but you will still be able to create groups or start groups and join groups through it. But please have voice chat as well on the mobile app, because sometimes that's a lot easier to talk with your friends when you want to, versus having to always be connected to your PS5 or PlayStation console. Anyway, outside of that, the problem that some people have is if you're trying to invite a random person, like a one-off, like a friend that wants to bring his friend into the group, it sounds like in the current way, or the way that it is currently on the 8.0 patch that just dropped, is you will have to create a whole new group to add that person in. That kind of sucks that you're going to have to do that every time and create these new groups and drop in and drop out, and that's just not a lot of fun. I think it would be better to just be able to do the old way in that regards of you create the party, and then you can just invite a person into the chat with you guys, and he just joins, and then he drops out when he's done. So I hope that they do that. But anyway, they showed how doing that is going to be there. Again, I'm trying to show this without getting copyright. The other thing that you're going to see here is in the parties, you can share your screen just like before. And in this regards, they show like one of their friends is playing Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. And in this, you can, again, watch it and watch what he's doing while you play. You can put it in a picture-in-picture mode, and you can, again, put it in whatever part of the screen that you want. Of course, you could also just outright watch it if you wanted to and stop playing. That's really cool. So, like, basically, you can do some local streaming. That way you don't have to stream to a platform like Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it is that you want to stream to, so that your friends can watch it. You can just basically share directly to them and not have to worry about, them not being able to play their game, or that, if you are a content creator and don't want to hurt your views because you're trying to show your friends gameplay outside of your streaming schedule, here is a, I guess, good solution to that. One of the other things that they, showed in this is the different aspects that can go on and how to quickly join a friends game if they are playing and you want to go directly into it. No longer will you really have to go to the main menu, boot up your game, and then go try to play it. You can actually, with these cards, scroll over. You'll see that they created a party and they want to play this game. And in this case, they showed Destruction All-Stars. And then you just click square to join, and it loads up fairly quickly. Of course, we all knew that. It's the SSD is going to be a prevalent thing for the next-gen consoles, really reducing load times. So that was really cool to have. I will say, for me, the biggest disappointment was this part because I really want to get Destruction All-Stars, and all they did was load in, jump down here, and then showed taking some screenshots. Sony, why did you do that to me? I just really wanted you to show me some gameplay of Destruction All-Stars, but I guess I'm going to have to continue waiting. Anyway, so they do this. They show off how to do the screenshots. Of course, there's the create button. You can take screenshots. It's always doing, just like on the PS4, it's always recording your latest gameplay. So that's something that you can, of course, have to help share with content, create content. They also did note that you can take photos. They didn't say anything about video, so I'm not 100% sure on if video is true as well. I'm going to assume it is, but they did say that you can take photos up to 4K quality. So that's, of course, really awesome if you're trying to make 4K content. Anyway, so they showed off this. They took some photos. Now we get to the actual UI. And I'm going to now do full screen here because I'm not playing the video, so hopefully I don't get copyrighted in this point. But this is the look of the UI, the interface, when you join. The biggest thing here is it looks like a more refined and modernized version of the PS4 screen, which to me, this looks really clean. I actually really like this. That's one of my complaints with Xbox's UI, and this is just a personal preference, and maybe you can change it. I don't have an Xbox, so I can't say, but I just don't like that some of the pins are down inside the screen. I like that this is kind of off to the top. That way it's, you kind of get the picture, and it's not impeding any of the images that are in the background. But it's right here. Of course, it's going to be very intuitive, very quick, as they say, because of the SSD. So no longer will you have to deal with the slow grind of the PlayStation 4's menu. You'll be able to quickly go through whatever it is that you want to do on this screen. Now, they did say the one thing that I will complain about is that the media apps will still be in their own section, and they didn't go to the media apps because, of course, in this one they were focusing on games. I don't like that just because I don't like how it is on the PlayStation 4. The only thing that I hope will change is, all right, if it's going to be in its own app section like it is on the PS4, let me pin my favorites or put the ones I use the most on the front screen up towards the front. I really hate that ones that I use regularly all the time get hidden some days in the other app section. So I have to go into that app and then go to all apps so then I can finally go to my app. I want to just if I have to go into that app section, that's fine, but I want to be right there. I can just move, click, move on, and I'm ready to go. But again, they didn't show that off. They did show off the Explore section, which is very similar to the current PS4 app. I don't even remember what it's called now on the PS4, but it's when you first load up your PS4, you usually have it right next to the PS Store, which, as you can see, of course, similar in this one, it is right before the PS Store, and it allows you to kind of see like what other things your friends have done. Well, this time you now get to see like stories, content that is being produced by PlayStation, by the developers of the games that you're looking at, by, of course, Sony developers, and, of course, also by your friends, the content that they've made. I like this because it's something that, at least on my Switch, they have, and I do like the fact that I can go to my Switch, go to the news section, and I can see just things that Nintendo is publishing, or that they're partnering with indie devs to give you details, even just quick things about upcoming games or games that have already been released. So it's great that, Sony is going to be doing that as well, because, of course, I love video game news. That's why I'm doing it. And now I can find some of that news quicker, faster, more readily available than it was before. They also talked about that the store is now also, of course, integrated into the user experience. So no longer do you have to go into its own app to search things and have to deal with, like, again, the loading of the app and stuff. They say it is just intertwined into the experience, and right here is the store. You can start looking for games, downloading, things of that nature. So I like that. Of course, it's supposed to be faster. It should be. We're in next gen, but as long as it is better than the PlayStation 4 store's interface, I will be happy, because I don't know how many times I've had experiences of trying to buy a game or look at a game or whatever, and the page won't load. And it'll say that it's loaded, and I can, of course, move around on the screen, but nothing is there. So as long as that's away and I can thoroughly enjoy the user experience, then I'll be happy. And then the final thing that they said is that, you can, of course, share the content that you make. So they grab the screenshot, for instance, and they say, you can share it wherever you want to do. So you can edit it before you share it. You can share it directly. And when you share it, you can share it to supported social platforms. Right now, it only showed Twitter. I don't know if that means that's the only one that's going to be supported, if they're going to be supporting, Facebook, other things like that. Like, I know, YouTube has some sharing of photos if you have certain numbers. So I don't know if that's going to be an option. But the other option, of course, is sharing it with your friends. And the part that I did like is you can, of course, instead of just typing in a message, you can actually use the microphone, which will take your voice and put it to text. So that way you can be quicker about things that you want to put for your screenshots that you're sharing, which is, of course, a nice touch. And then the last thing that they talked about, they didn't show this, but I do want to just mention it, is that if you share a photo or a video that with your friends and it potentially has a spoiler in it, the game developers, I don't know if they said they're going to be doing it, or if it is Sony themselves, but if it is detected that there may be a potential spoiler in that photo or video, your friend who may be playing that game, or just in general, I think they said just in general, will get a warning that the photo or video may contain a spoiler. So that way they get that before they go in and look at it and spoil themselves. So that is the look at the PS5 user experience. For me, I think it looks really clean. I really like it. Again, I think of it as a refined, modernized version of the PS4 interface, which I do like the PS4 interface. They didn't show anything about folders in the PS5 interface, which is something that I use a lot on the PS4 interface, putting all my RPGs in one folder, my action games in another folder, my shooter games in another folder, and then that way they're all there ready to go. They didn't say anything about that, so I don't know if that's returning. I'm going to assume it will because it's, again, something that I use regularly. I feel like a lot of people use it, and it does help with, condensing things and making it a lot cleaner. So I hope that returns. Of course, they showed everything off in the video. Again, I can't show you the video because I don't want to get copyrighted, but things did move a lot quicker, a lot faster with the PS5. Now, again, it is the PS5, so it should be faster, and things just came out, so not a lot of memory space has been taken up on the hard drive, so it shouldn't be slowed down anyway, but it's just, again, I guess a good thing to see that it was running faster, because if it showed any kind of lag, I would have held a little hesitation. I will say that in the video, and I will link it in the description below for you to go check out, there was one segment where one of the cards didn't load up as quickly, so keep that in mind, that you might still have like internet loading problems, but everything like moving, transitioning from cards to the game to the main menu, all of that was very quickly done and didn't have any lag. I already told you about my gripe about the video apps, so that's something that I'm not happy with, but if they at least allow you to pin your most used apps, or at least put your most used apps to the front, I won't have any complaints about it. And then the only other thing, and this is just a personal preference, is I had hoped that they really took the fan-created concept for their boot up and implemented it into there, where the fan took the PlayStation 1 sound and logo, modernized it, had it there, and it transitions into the PS5 theme and menu screen. I thought it looked really clean and really would have been awesome for nostalgia purposes, but of course it's not, and that's totally fine because, yeah, I mean, I'm not crying over that. But anyway, that's it for this video. If you like the video, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on your thoughts of, again, what you thought of the PlayStation 5 UI. And if you are excited, again, for the upcoming next-gen system, whether it's the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, make sure you hit that subscribe button and consider hitting the bell so you can be notified of every time I post. Thank you all again for tuning into this video here at Press Start. And as always, remember, gamers, your gaming news starts right here.